Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Dr. Ira Show here on I Worship 96. As you all know, this month we are honoring fathers and fatherhood and men who have an impact with mankind. And today I have someone who was also in the Les Brown Unlimited team. I did not know this. I have followed this gentleman for a minute, and I did not know that we would one day be collaborating. So I'm very honored. He is an author, he's an entrepreneur, and he's an advocate. And today he is here with us this morning on the Dr. Ira Show. So please help me welcome Mr. Milton Sithole. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm so glad that you're on here with us. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Our time zones are so different. And I always love when we show people that global is the way. Global is the way. You know.
Uh, yeah.
So I always like to start with this question: Who is Milton Sithole?
Oh, wow. The question, who am I? Okay. Milton Sithole is a man who is passionate about changing lives. And I am so graced to be given that opportunity to help a lot of people change their lives and break free from complacency. I'm passionate about leadership, about helping others. You see, it is written in the book that whoever wants to be great amongst you must become your servant.
Mm,
So all about servitude, if there's such a term, servanthood and serving others. That's what I am. That's what I'm about. I'm all about helping people to become better. It was Zig Ziglar who said, to have what you
mm,
have, but if you want to have more than what you can have, or if you need to have a lot of things in life, you have to help as many people that you can, something of the sort. Or it's all about helping other people, because you can only elevate others when you see life from the mountaintop. Like when you're beneath, you cannot do such. But when you see from the mountaintop, that's when you can lift some people as well. So I'm about helping.
yes. We need more people like you in the world. We definitely do. With that mindset. Now you're an author and you wrote Why the Fuss. What
Yes.
message do you want? What message when you first created this book and when you first um, authored this book? What message do you want people to walk away with from reading this book?
Well, hey, the book, Why the Fuss, man. You see, there's a lot of struggle that people go through, personal struggle. Like there's this saying that if there is no enemy within, the enemy without can do us no harm. So there's a lot of struggle inside of each and every one of us. The struggle of self-discovery. Like you asked me a question, like who is Milton?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not an easy question, really. It may sound like it's just a question, but there is more to the question. So a lot of people, we struggle with self identity. Who am I? So the book Why the Fast is about, it's an invitation to someone to say, look, there is greatness within you. There is no one in the whole universe who shares the same fingerprint, which is proof positive that you are different. That means you came into this world for a purpose. Because many a time, because of the television, social media, the social networks and stuff, there's nothing wrong with emulating and looking up to others, but then at times we tend to overdo and neglect the very important person that is you, that you matter, you are also enough. So the book Why the Fuss is why the fuss? Discover yourself. You understand? You need to discover yourself, which means you have to give yourself time
Mm-hmm.
deep within and find out what it is that you have, because none of us came empty-handed on planet Earth. We all have got something to give. Like when a child is born, I understand that they come bearing something. We are all unique and we have got something. So you don't have to really envy what the other person is, because you also have got treasure. You see, we have got this treasure in these earthen vessels. You understand?
Yes.
So then discover yourself. Once you have discovered who you are, what you have, you take action based on your discovery. You follow your path. You understand?
Mm.
You know who you are. You know what you're about. Yes, be inspired by others. Be motivated. There's nothing wrong. But then you have to know who you are. Don't be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You must. You see, Paul said that I've learned to be content in lack and in abundance. So you need to be content with who you are. That's very, very important. And once you take action, I believe there's nothing left but prosperity for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You got to know who you are. I often tell a lot of young men that you must know who you are. And speaking of that, it segues into my next question. Who
Mm-hmm.
or what inspired you to be this great speaker, this person that has a mindset to help everybody? What or who inspired you?
Oh wow! I guess it's something that is inborn,
Mm.
but I've always had this thing to help. Like I mentioned it in the book. I've always had this thing to help others. Like it's something that is inborn, but then it has to be. It was cultivated also, like in the church, and also my mother played a huge role in bringing me up, in making me the man that I am today, the ways that she would speak to me, you know. So she always tells me, and she still does, that I need to help others. Let love lead. That's what she says. You know,
Mm-hmm.
at times encounter people that may be not so nice, even amongst family. Some people can be really uh, a thorn in the flesh, as it were.
Wow.
But you just have to let love lead. You understand? And so I I grew up without a father,
Mm.
right? He abdicated his throne of responsibility. I'm told, my mom tells me I was 2 years old when he decided to evaporate and condense somewhere else.
Mm.
So I then made a promise and a vow to myself that I am not going to be such kind of a person. So
Mm.
I've always had this thing to help, to teach, in as much as things may be tough and all. You just have to keep going. And I've encountered a lot of teachers, like also in the church, growing up in the church. Also the likes of Les Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He really huge role in inspiring me also to even go deeper into the speaking and the coaching and helping others. Because when I heard his story, I was like, me, I am better, man. Like my experiences is nothing compared to what the man went through. So that gave me also the courage that if God can use Les Brown, he can also use me. You understand? Hence, I then decided, you know what? I'm going to look for him. I'm going to find out how I can be a part of his dream and become a member of the Les Brown Unlimited team, as it were. And I always learn. I'm always learning. There's been a lot of people really that have inspired me to talk, but I believe Les Brown really was the one that really hammered. He really the drive as it is. Yeah.
What is one of your favorite Les Brown quotes that resonates with you having that
Ooh.
struggle of not being? I know mine was with the Les Brown Unlimited. Mine was don't let other people's opinion become
Oh
a
man.
reality. So that was like wow,
Wow.
that's it. So what was yours that
Man.
resonates with your story?
Wow, man. You are not going to believe this, but that's the one. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That's the one. I even like the book Why the Fuss is actually uh structured with that quote. Like like here in the first page, you see now, someone's opinion of you does not have to become
Right.
your. That's the one. Because I remember I had a radio show. I was hosting a radio show, The Thinking Blueprint and Operation of Life, on the 1873 network, 2017 there. So what I will do, I will play some motivational clips on the show, right? Just before maybe I interview my guests for the day. So I'll play different types of motivational speakers. And then this one day, I was playing a clip by Mr. Brown himself. So on that clip, he was like, imagine this being on your deathbed and surrounding you are your hopes, your dreams, staring at you with large angry eyes. You understand that we came to you, we were given to you so that you give us life, but now we must die with you because you were not bold enough, you're not brave enough, you were not courageous enough to move forward, to step into your greatness. You understand? And then I was like, wow, this is powerful. As he was narrating his story, how he grew up, how he was adopted and all the stuff. And then he was like, he narrated how in school, the encounter with his mentor, how he was put on the limelight there. He was put on the spot to speak in front of the whole. He didn't have the training. He was shy, was stammering, and he was labeled, whatever he was labeled, that he was not smart enough, and he actually had believed it. Just that the classmates were like, this is the dumb twin and stuff like that. And Les Brown believed. He said that his teacher was like, don't ever do that. Don't ever say that to yourself. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality.
Right.
That was what even inspired him. You understand? So when you say that, you imagine being on your deathbed and stuff like that, because some people they are afraid, right?
Right.
They are concerned about what other people might say.
Yeah.
Or saying, but people will always talk. You understand? You do something good, they will talk.
Yeah.
That's why critics, imagine there are people who make a living for criticizing people, what other people are doing. So if you were to live life based on other people's opinions, then you will not really create the life of your dreams, because you have to be determined to create and to live the life of your dreams.
Amen. What type of labels? I also was in the book. I think we were in the book together. How Les Brown changed our lives. I think
Yes.
we're both in that book, and I know that my portion. I talked about living beyond labels. What type of labels did you have to, uh, or the attributes of not having a father? What kind of myths did you have to debunk, or labels did you have to pull off, or do you teach other people to pull off just because the statistics? Now, you're from Zimbabwe, correct?
Yes.
Now, is it the same type of effect on young men in your country as it is here in the States that don't have a father to raise them, or a father in the home, or a male figure in the home?
You know, we are all human beings, eh?
Yes. Yes.
And we all experience, we all have needs. We all feel the need to be loved,
Yes,
to
sir.
be regardless of the geographical location,
Yes, sir.
whether in Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, it doesn't even matter. The first human being, you have got the feelings,
Yes.
like the Africa, just like a 5-year-old and a 30-year-old the 2-year or 5-year-old is not less of a human being than the 30-year-old person. You understand? So really doesn't matter where you are. So the effect is the same, because you now start to wonder, could it be my fault? Because me, I thought that it was my fault that he left. I don't know. It was just, I don't know how I came to that thought process. But then I was thinking, because it was triggered as I was in school. I was grade 7, right? And my friends and I were just playing, and somehow the topic of fatherhood emerged. We're talking about what is that your father does for a living? What is it that you love to do together at home? And imagine me, I didn't have such an experience. So I was really crushed, because even the response that I gave, because I heard that my father was a soldier, he was in the army. Somewhat I just quipped and said my father is a soldier. But one of my friends was like, dude, you speak like someone who doesn't know his father, because there was no conviction. There was really no conviction. I was not confident in my answer. And that hurt. I remember when I got home, I cried, man. I cried. I was like, ish. It was really, I was really petrified. I was petrified. It was terrible. But then I think God was guiding me, man. The grace was there, because somehow I strengthened myself. And then I made a promise to myself that I will never do what my father did. Always be there for my family.
Amen.
I will, my children. You understand? Such that I'd have the opportunity to have a lot of kids, but then because of the promise I made to myself that I am not going to do that, I was like, I'm going to have my kids with my wife, and that's what I did. So yeah. So it affects a lot of people, because a father has got a responsibility. As a father, you have a responsibility to give instructions, right? You have a responsibility to build and to create a relationship with your offspring. It is very important. Some people, you may say you are there physically, but then you are not there emotionally. You understand?
Yeah.
You may be saying, I am there for my kids, I buy them everything, but they don't need your presence. They need your presence. You understand? Your presence is key. It is crucial. You need to build a relationship. Even the scripture says our fellowship is with the Father. So there is need for fellowship, because the kids look up to. I learned from my son. You understand the relationship that we have. I never had that. I realized what I was missing growing up without a father, because the excitement that he has when he sees me, the excitement, he can't wait for me to get home so that we can play, climbing on my shoulders, just doing all these funny things. And it's good for his growth as well, for his memories, and just for, you understand, is very crucial, because the balance, it's essential.
I like when you said being not just with the responsibilities of leading our families, but showing up, being present. It's
Yeah.
so important. And I think a lot of fathers feel like they're not important. They don't feel like their presence needs to be there. If they have not um, been strong like yourself and a lot of other men to peel off those labels, they will feel like the deadbeats. They will feel like they're nothing. They will feel like they have records. And so, what do I need to be there for? What do you say to those fathers that have been through the ringer, and some have been imprisoned, and some have been addicted to drugs, and they feel like, well, I don't mean nothing to my son. I don't care. But it's just like you said, the presence is so important. What would you say to those people?
Remember, I said that if there is no enemy within, the enemy without does no harm. So you just have to know that you are enough.
Mm.
The question is, who is influencing this particular father that feels that way? You understand? Because what you hear, what you see, and what you read shapes your desire, shapes your inspirations as well. So who is this particular father or person learning from? What influences their particular decisions? So it's very important also to mind what you, the company that you keep is crucial, because bad company corrupts good morals, as it were. So it's important to know that you are enough, you are worthy, and you are needed, you are relevant. You understand? You are relevant, and your children, your offspring, they need you. Don't feel like it's too late. It's never too late. You know, I'm reminded of a story. Hey, this gentlemen, they had gone and they left the city. So when they came back, they found that the city was in flames. Their wives, their children had been captured, and the men that were with this leader, they wanted to stone him. So he decided, you know what, I'm going to do something about this. He strengthened himself, he encouraged himself, and he's like, we are going to pursue, overtake, and recover all that belongs to us. So he went and to pursue, and they overtook and they recovered all that the enemy had taken from their camp. So what am I saying? That it is time to realize that it's not late. You have to pursue that responsibility of fatherhood. You have to pursue and overtake and recover your family and recover that relationship, recover all that you have lost. It's never late. It's never late, because you're still breathing. It means that there is time for you to do the right thing. You just have to make up your mind. No one can do it for you. You just have to make up your mind. At the end of the day, it's about choices.
Yes.
Because you made the choice in the first place to go, or whatever the circumstances were, but then the choice was yours. So you can still make a choice.
Yes,
And do. It's all about choices, because you chose to go, you can choose to come back.
now a lot of fathers in the world, according to statistics, 85% from Brazil, Australia, Africa, UK say that I would love to be a part of my child's life a little bit more in the early stages, but I have to work. So, how can these fathers that want to be there a little bit more and they have to work to provide, even in Jamaica, how can they build a balance to work and still be present for their children?
Mm. You know, what you are saying is very, very, it's a serious matter. I heard a story of this great man. He was a minister of the gospel, Billy Graham. In his time, he made a lot of impact, filling up stadiums, you know, traveling the whole world, just doing great and mighty things.
Mm-hmm.
He was interviewed and the question was, so what is your greatest regret in life? And he was like, the question rather was, if you were to do something different, what would it be? Like, I would spend more time
Mm-hmm.
with my family.
Mm-hmm.
He had accomplished a lot. He had money, because it's okay it's all right. You have to provide for a family, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
However, you also need to balance,
Yes.
create time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be consumed by the work and say, who are you working for? You say you're working for your family, but you are not there for the family. Your presence is not there. You are just giving the money, but your presence is not there. At the end of the day, you are working so hard, and you come back to no family because you are not there. So there is need to create that balance and bridge the gap. Yeah. Because in as much as there is need to work, you have got a lot of projects that you can do and all, but also prioritize family time. It's a priority. In as much as you set goals for finance, goals for whatever, you need to set goals, family goals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a priority. So I believe time management comes to play there,
Mm-hmm.
because if it's important, you make it work. Eh? Jim Rohn, like if it's important, you make it work.
Yes, sir.
If not, find excuses. You understand? So you just have to find a way and make it work. If it's important, if your family is important,
Mm-hmm.
you understand you have got to work. You've got a lot going on, but your family also is very important.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That was an excellent, excellent answer. I think
Oh, thank.
somebody can listen. We're coming to a close with our
Oh,
time. I've enjoyed this interview. I want to ask, what challenges do you see coming for fatherhood? What challenges are we facing with fatherhood? Just period. Not if you had a dad, not if you didn't have a father. What challenges do you see that we're facing in the coming future?
hmm. Challenges for fatherhood in the future. Well, wow, that's not in. uh, well, I guess there is what you call ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a man, we've got this thing, male ego, as it were. You just have to step down from that, man, and learn to be humble,
Mm-hmm.
and learn to listen also to the ladies. You understand? Listen to your wife, listen to your lady. Don't think that your voice is final. So I guess the challenge would be the challenge just to be able to listen. Many people have a challenge with listening to their better half, and hence we find a lot of broken families, broken
Mm-hmm.
marriages, because there is no communication.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can, as men, as fathers, also learn to listen and to be able to communicate, learn from your children, because at times you think because you are old, you know better, eh?
Yeah.
But then trust you me, you can learn so much from your children,
Yes.
because they also have got dreams and aspirations. So many times, as parents, we seem to we seem the need to impose our beliefs on our offspring,
It's
which
true.
is which I believe is worse than I would say witchcraft. Eh? It's bad, man. It's terrible, because this particular person also is a human being. They've got dreams, they have aspirations. So yours as a father is to nature, is to impartation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to impose. So I think the what I see is we just have to learn to listen and communicate better.
Okay.
In as much as you are the man, yes, you are the head of the house, the head of the family, and yeah, man, you understand, but you also listen
Yeah.
and learn from others. I think that is the challenge of leadership. Now that you're a leader,
Yeah.
but as a man, as a father, you are a leader. So the challenge of leadership now is how then do you take lessons and from others as well, because you also need to learn from others. To lead, you must be led as well. So you can also learn a thing or two from other people in the house, your wife, your children. I'm not sure if I gave the yeah.
That was a perfect answer. That was perfect. Leadership is very important. And if we're not humble, we can make some big mistakes as fathers, as leaders. And I totally agree. We have to be humble and be willing to apologize and
Yeah.
listen. Got to be willing to apologize. So, what's next for Milton Sithole? What's next for you?
Oh man, by the grace of God, I'm planning on a workbook, like the book Wild the Fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
just a book, but I'm discovering that I need to make it into a program, turn it into a program, a workbook of some sort, so that I can be able to teach
Mm-hmm.
other people how to go about this journey called life. I'm also do you know that I'm a musician? I do some music as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some music that I'm working on as well. And there is a program on fatherhood that I'm writing, a training program
Mm.
for fatherhood. And I believe there is something happening in September. Yeah, I believe something September. What's happening in September?
I believe there's something in September that has to deal with Mr. Milton and Mr. Ira
Yeah,
collaborating to help fatherhood and move it forward.
yeah.
Yay! So that's going to be exciting. So yeah, he let it out the bag. Everybody, we are collaborating. This great, awesome speaker, father, awesome author, and we'll be collaborating with myself, and we're going to see if we can't do our part and promoting and imparting and releasing the kings with fathers. And it's specific for those who feel like they haven't had a father and like you can't go forward. And this man right here is a prime example of what you can do when you have faith and believe. And like you said, know who you are. You can do great exploits in the world. So I'm excited. We're going to let Mr. Milton, if he would like to say anything to the listening audience.
Oh, thank you so much. Just three words, in relation to your dreams or whatever it is that you want in life. It doesn't matter the negative voices around you. You just have to pursue, go all in, pursue, overtake, and recover. Okay,
Mm,
pursue, overtake, and recover. It doesn't matter that you have procrastinated for years. It took
mm.
Les Brown says it took him 14 years to really do what he's doing to get started. But then at the end of the day, he decided to pursue. He overtook, recovered that which was lost. So those are my words for you. Thank you.
Pursue, overtake, and recover. That's an awesome way to end this broadcast. Thank you again, sir, for coming on and really imparting us with your wisdom. I hope that everyone has listened in all of the countries, that we can really make an impact on poverty, health, and well-being. I believe that. And I believe that we can get together and do that. So thank you again, sir. How can people reach out to you if they have heard this broadcast? They say, I got to get to him. How can they reach you?
Okay, I am on LinkedIn, Milton Sithole. I am on Facebook, Instagram. They can follow Milton Millions, and also on Twitter at Milton Millions.
So everyone got that? Milton, and Sithole is Sithole.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you can reach him. He's a full of knowledge and wisdom, and he's very passionate about helping people. We're gonna have to also be keep an eye on him about this music. We gotta hear some music, some singing from him. So we really look forward to what God is going to do in his life and where he's going to take him. So thank you again, sir, for coming here on the Dr. Ira Show.
Oh, thank you for having me. The pleasure is all mine. God bless you.
This has been the Dr. Ira Show, everyone, again here on I Worship 96. We've had a great Mr. Milton Sithole here, and next week we'll be here at 9 o'clock a.m. Please don't forget, encourage a father around you somewhere. Encourage a new father or one that doesn't really know, but just encourage them that he said you can pursue, overtake, and recover. Have a nice day and be blessed.